Welcome to the show. My name is Nate Kennerly. The name of the show is To Be TV or Not to Be TV. We're exploring concepts. I want to make this show more like a lifestyle, more so than just a show. I want to come into your living room. I want to have dinner with you. My phone number, no, I'll tell you that later. Anyway, there's a good friend of mine, Bobbie Jo Bradley. She plays harp, and we played music together for a few years, and she's excellent. So please, I'd like to introduce Bobbie Jo Bradley.
Thank you. My first song deals with slowing down in this fast-paced society and listening to things that are important. It's called Slow Down Your Heart.
That was Bobbie Jo Bradley. We'd like to thank her for appearing on To Be TV or Not To Be TV. She's a local harpist and vocalist who plays around in the Los Angeles area. Very talented woman, plays a myriad of different instruments, all her own original music. As a matter of fact, all the music that you hear on the show is original. And I'd like to bring you into Kathleen Gumm and her world of poetry right now. Kathleen is a local resident of the Santa Clarita Valley. She's been playing and reading for the last 3 years quite seriously, although her reading time goes back quite a ways. Kathleen is a local poet who has been published in Volno magazine and is very active with the Santa Clarita Valley poets in the area. Kathleen?
Thank you. This first poem I'd like to read is called They Grow Up Into You and Me. We've collected all the children for a group picture, a lasting memory. They face the camera, brown twisted and limbs scratched, like young trees in the wood, eager to be moving with breeze. We see ourselves in this offspring, this spirited gathering. See it in the shape of a nose, see it in the color of an eye, the length of a leg. And we remember when we were young, cousins and brothers and sisters, side by side we could carry the sky. When we possessed the smell of lake, the smell of pine, long bracelets of summer when we were golden linked. The picture taken, the children flee to grow up into you, to grow up into me. Slivers of our past, mirrors of the future. This next poem is about seeing someone else's pain and actually making it your own. It's called Haunted. I saw her mumbling to herself. No one else was there. She sat on the bench waiting for the bus, her face falling down the basement stairs of some grief, her shoulders trying to hold up under the dark spell. She must have sensed my stare through the Cadillac window, turning her heavy sweater body to look at me. Two ghosts of tragedy flew out of her eyes, taking over my heart. I was her pain, I was her suffering, her ruin, the bleeding loss that left her without. I was empathy, waiting to make a left-hand turn. This poem is a small poem about a captured moment, and it's called Emerald Green Swimsuit. He remembered the emerald green swimsuit that I wore. We had just come down from the mountains, sitting on a hot stone bench, the sun hunting for land, the pool water turning quiet under shade. We touched the ground. And the mountains, the water, the sun, and the stone became one. It was dusk. It was our beginning. 20 and some years ago, now gone, into a photo album that only beckons to be seen when out-of-town guests come for a night. Yet the suit we saw today erased the labors of living a middle-aged love. For a moment, it was dusk again. It was our beginning, for he remembered. This last poem that I'm going to read really just skims the surface of life. We all have burdens to carry, and acceptance makes them lighter. And that's what it deals with. It's called Field of View. In this land on this day, I saw blue waters dress up in silver under a winter-washed sky. I accepted my fate in this field of view, my quieted flame, curled edges, the knotty pine walls, yet the day was green. Somewhere in this land, prisoners sat still. Behind black bars, the homeless looked for cardboard shelter, and softly the hills did flow. Cattle grazed and sheep wandered. The farmer looked forward to the harvest. Death put its oars into aging waters. People went hungry and babies were born. And truth in this land, on this day, poured out my cup, and I drank it well. Thank you.
A few years back, a good friend of mine named Jerry Danielsen wrote a song called Santa Clarita. Oddly enough, it was about our own community, Santa Clarita. A couple weeks ago, Jerry and I got together and decided to shoot a video for it. And this would be the premiere debut of the video, Santa Clarita. So, I would like to introduce my good friend, Jerry Danielsen, and his song, Santa Clarita. This is the music video.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is it that you like about Santa Clarita?
German food,
Thai food,
Lyons Avenue, Sierra Highway, swamp meets, concerts in the park,
Blue Light Specials,
Granary Square, Oakley Falls, Texas Canyon, condos, cul-de-sacs, land communities, yuppies. Santa Clarita. We keep our dreams alive with community pride. Built up the golden dream is still alive. Whatever you think you want, maybe we've got it here. Whatever you think you need, maybe we've got it now.
Nursing, funeral, fast food,
Cascade Lake,
amusement parks,
martial art, retirement communities, mobile home parks,
town center, schools,
2 policemen on every block,
cable TV,
tract homes,
celebrities, churches,
the arts, nightclubs. We keep our dreams alive with community pride. The oak of the golden dream is still alive. Whatever you think you want, baby, we've got it here. Whatever you think you need, baby, we've got it now. And it's called saxophone. Come on, give me some. Whatever you think you want, baby, we've got it here. Whatever you think you need, baby, we've got it now. We got it. We got it.
train tracks,
The old road,
Harp Park,
the industrial center,
Museum, Sunshine,
good weather, laundromats, garbage dumps, nature trail,
video rentals,
movie theaters,
Beach Lab,
rivers, bridges, freeway, layoffs, hiring, help wanted, friendly neighbors. We keep our dreams alive with community pride. The oak of the golden dream is still alive. We keep our dreams alive with community pride. The oak of the golden dream is still alive.
And we're back to the spoken word portion of the program, where we have Rhoda Novak with us. Rhoda is a member of the Los Angeles Poets and Writers Collective and is very active in the Los Angeles area with her poetry. She's appeared in the Pennsylvania Herald Standard and The Right Stuff. She has poems and essays scheduled to appear in a new anthology from Bomb Shelter Press, as well as Rattle, Spillway, and On the Bus. Please welcome Rhoda Novak.
I'd like to read you a poem dedicated to our dog. It's called Modern Medicine, Vet Style. I've never seen a sicker dog. If he'd been lying on a white towel, I would have had trouble telling where the towel ended and he begun. Damnedest thing I've ever seen. Lies there like a bare rug. Amazing how they have so many ways to get your money. I mean, for dog, his blood panel had more categories than mine, and I'm insured. The vet's standing there telling me how his immature white cell count is high, his liver enzyme is higher, and his cholesterol is even higher. I was waiting for the vet to start selling Mevacor or a blood pressure cuff size tiny. After a week at the vet and enough money to get us a nice vacation, they still have no clue what was wrong with him. I was at that point when I brought him in, but at least then I had cash. Now they have the cash, and I have a stuffed dog, sort of floppy, definitely not revitalized from his high-tech stay. I love animals. They make me happy. I love the antics of the cat sitting on the chair and batting the dog. I'm a sucker for a big-eyed stare when eating some choice morsel. I'm glad when I get home, but I'm disappointed in modern science. They can do the same fancy lab work for animals that they do for us. Can you imagine? While they were writing out our 4-page bill, someone called to find out how her bunny was after it was spayed. Next thing you know, her parrot will get a nose job and her cat braces. In fact, I wonder if they do that. Imagine having to go back to work to pay for your dog's braces and nose job. With a straight face, and I shudder to think that he was really serious. He asked if my dog was part Bedlington Terrier. Turns out Bedlingtons build up copper in their liver and they get poisoned. Need to be on a special medicine for the rest of their life. I wonder about gene therapy for felines. Will I discover something really useful and find the furniture scratching gene? Offered as a 2-for-1 special with the "It's 3 a.m. and I'm ready to play" gene. Genetically deprived, I only seem to have a "It's 3 a.m. and I'm ready to kill a cat" gene. But if I maim her, then I'll have to deal with the vet, and I'm just not up to that. The next piece is dedicated to my in-laws and my husband and obviously my family and daughter. Although I had never met the man, Grandpa John was as real to me as if he had been my own flesh and blood. He passed away while my husband, John Ivan III, was a boy. But through my husband and my mother-in-law's stories, Grandpa was a living part of our married life. Frequent references to him, his garden, and most especially his cabin helped me build a picture of the red-bearded, gentle, and loving man. My husband's father, John Jr., grew up in a real log cabin about 60 miles from Pittsburgh in the town of Brownsville. The cabin dated from the 1700s. It was built out of large logs. turned brown with the passage of snow-filled winters and dust from the passing trains. My husband remembers finding arrowheads in the soil. After it had been plowed for the summer's crop, the arrowheads were reminders of the cabin's history. Shot by Indian warriors many years before Grandpa's time. The creek meandered across the valley, winding down past Grandpa's cabin and leaving a trail of autumn leaves in its wake. The old log cabin had first been called home by the settlers. George Washington really did sleep there, or so my husband said as he welcomed me into his family when we married. We had spent many beautiful weekends at the farm during our first year of married life. Aunts and uncles planted vegetables. I remember helping my parents pick the crops. I felt part of the family as my husband's father rode the old red tractor, or my mother-in-law picked the fruit and vegetables and packed them into shiny mason jars. Family jokes, competitions for the biggest vegetables, children playing in the stream are all part of these memories. The 20 acres with the cabin was calm and peaceful, so different from my childhood memories of Miami, Florida. We lived in the big city bustle with a thriving ladder business. My childhood was filled with art and music lessons, working in my parents' stores, and traveling all over the world on business. When I married into my husband's family, I found another way of life. My mother-in-law had time to sew and embroider red roses and blue delphiniums on the kitchen curtains, and red robins on the white linen tea towels. My mom picked up a colorful new dish towel and groceries at the store, carrying them home with the ledgers and order forms. Grandpa's cabin and farm provided lush soil for the aunts and uncles' gardens. My in-laws raised enough to supply us with ripe canned tomatoes, string beans, corn, and everything I had always eaten from tin cans. Just as Grandpa had worked in the farm to feed his large family, his farm still fed the large extended family. All the relatives reaped the rich rewards from the well-plowed, fertile Pennsylvania soil. We eloped in September of our senior year as physicists at Carnegie Mellon University. As students, we had so little money that we set up tables at college to earn money for movies, groceries, and textbooks. My mother-in-law's basement larder, filled with bright-colored jars of all different sizes, provided fruit and vegetables for us that year, even though she had canned only for her own needs. The thick shelves groaned under the weight of her many summers' work. The golden corn, fire red tomatoes, and crunchy green pickles were multicolored jewels copied from Gauguin's palette. When our daughter was born many years later, she came back to enjoy a family barbecue at the farm. One Christmas, she took a trash can lid and went sailing down the hill, swerving around the tree trunks. A visit to the cabin was always her favorite spot. Long talks with her grandparents about life at the farm, baking cinnamon nut rolls with Grandma, and doing science experiments with Grandpa were instrumental in establishing her values. Now our daughter is about to enter her senior year in college. One of her goals is to have a family and to take the time to enjoy them. I'm sure the time spent with her grandparents by the cabin has taught her the values for a lifetime.
William S. Hart's house. The quiet gunman with a painted face lived here on this hill with his sister. Plastered together by Indian love and pistol fire, beloved animals are buried in the foundations. Wrought iron twists along the stairs, wagon wheels still spin in the ceiling. Bill's clothes were gathered to start a museum. At the height of its season, hundreds poke into his bedroom each day, marvel at the rusticity. They long to stroke the rough squaw rugs, to sleep on feathers, beneath wool. His silver saddle beckons. The smooth leather chaps ache to be worn again. They ache for a cowboy, like Bill. someone like Bill, with calloused palms and a tobacco air about him, someone with straw in his boots and horsehair on his chin. They'd like to see that wide-brimmed hat again. Sometimes, when I sit on his flagstone terrace to squint at the buffalo, I hear the hooves of Fritz, his favorite, an impatient stamp on the hard rock, trying to hit earth again. I don't look back, but I hear the air whistling as Bill twirls his six-shooters and the sound of them sliding through stiff leather into his holster.
Voices. Is there a point? Should there be a point?
Wandering throughout the world, dreaming of a special one, leaving no stone unturned, seeking but finding none. No one quite like you, no one quite like you, no one to believe in me, no one to help me see the simple beauty standing in front of me. You're here to help me be safer with that side of me, stronger